I'm sure everyone here has lots of compassion, which is why I'm associated with all of you, as we know from the Ramayana, Vinu Saprasanga Vivekana Hoy, Rama Kripa, Vinu Suravandas Hoy. We have to associate ourselves with that type of individuals that will only be around us to help us to uplift ourselves. Many a times, they are always masked, where there will be an individual that seems as if they're there to help you to uplift yourself. But it's important to understand that God is always there guiding us. And who is that guiding light within us? A lot of, in the Western world, we talk about something called that gut feeling. But in Hinduism, it teaches us that that is our intellect, which is that connection that we have with God. That voice inside our head that's telling us, oh, this doesn't seem like a good idea, or yes, despite what anybody says, do it. That voice is actually God speaking to us. We have that connection, all of us. God is only a phone call away, and His number is always on speed dial. As soon as you call upon His name, He is there, ready to listen to you. Compassion. We need to have compassion. You know, there are people who have taken on the duty of being a criminal lawyer in justice. And their jobs every single day is to defend criminals. Now, criminals are people that have committed a crime. They have done something wrong. They probably did something wrong, so wrong, that even the lawyer that is supposed to represent that individual probably doesn't even want to represent that. But just imagine putting yourself in the shoes of that lawyer. Where do you have to look? You have to look deep within to find that compassion inside you, to represent that individual. Understand that despite the actions of that person, there is still some goodness within them. A lot of times, when we hear things about an individual, we're very quick to judge. We're very quick to judge based off of what we hear, not of our own experience. And then even if we do want to have that kind of experience, it's tainted by what has been said about that individual. But having or practicing having compassion will allow us to see the world in different eyes. And along with that, we will build something called empathy. Empathy is sort of similar to having compassion, where you're always looking at, the good side of that individual. You're not focused on the bad. And how do we do this? With being in this world today, we're living in the dark age, Kali Yuga. It is difficult to train our minds to think that way, especially when we have the media, the news that always gives you bad news. You never hear good news sometimes. Maybe sometimes you'll hear, good things about charity that has been done by an organization or things like this, which is always a good thing to hear. But most of the time, we're always hearing what's bad going on in the world, which trains our minds now to always see the world in negative eyes. So how do we do this? Lord Krishna has a very wonderful answer in the Bhagavad Gita for that. So let us listen to what Bhagavan Shri Krishna has to say. Om Paritaya Pratibhoditama Bhagavatanarayana Swayam Vyasena Gaditam Purana Munina Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Jai Krishna Narayan Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Jai Krishna Narayan Krishna Govinda Hare In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna reminds us, Manmana bhava bhakto madhye mamji namaskuru. Mame vaisasi satyante pratijani priyasi me. We must always continue to practice keeping that name of Bhagavan, that image of Bhagavan within our minds. If we continue to do this, no matter what decision we make in this world, it will always be the right decision. And by knowing and understanding that, we will start to understand that whatever happens in this world happens for a reason. Nothing happens without reason. We may always see these obstacles that may come in our pathway, but it's always for a reason. You know, I was driving on the road one day, and there was a car that cut me off, slowed me down. But had not had that happen to me, just a few miles over, there was an accident. I could have been that individual. Everything happens for a reason. Everything. So let us continue to keep that mind, to keep that name of Bhagavan in our minds as we continue this life and journey. So with that being said, my dear devotees of God, we listen to this beautiful bhajan as the devotee of God reminds us to continue to keep that name of Bhagavan within our minds.